Welcome to Stage 4 of Desafío Ruta 40 2024. We're heading into the business end of the rally with another tough outing between San Juan and La Rioja. It should provide another stern test of man, woman and machine and give us a clearer picture of who's going to be fighting for victory on Friday. This is a stage of two halves, starting in small dunes before heading through some stony and sandy riverbeds. There is then a transfer to the second part on more WRC-style gravel tracks. Technically, the special is 391 kilometres, although with the transfer of 110 kilometres, there will only be around 280 against the clock. This rally has been a real learning curve for Nacho Cornejo, who's making his first outing for the Hero Factory team. The Chilean is still getting to grips with his new machine, which perhaps explains why he's some way down the standings, the lowest ranked Rally GP rider and 12th overall in the bikes. Despite some frustration, Nacho says he's going to knuckle down and keep improving before the next round in Morocco. Since breaking his femur in a training crash just over a year ago, Daniel Sanders has been fighting to get back to full fitness. He was 8th at this year's Dakar, then took another 2 months off to give his leg more time to heal. The Australian said he couldn't quite hit the speed he wanted to in the sand this morning, but in any case, this rally is a stepping stone as he builds back up for Dakar 2025. Sanders sits 8th overall. Up at the business end of the standings, meanwhile, it has turned into a 3-horse race for victory between 3 of the Honda factory riders. Adrian van Beveren pointed out that while results are important, the main thing is to be having fun on his bike, and he is loving this rally. The Frenchman really stepped on the gas today after the transfer and came third, only dropping 57 seconds on the winner, but it looks like he's going to have to settle for third place overall. Well, that's because Tosha Shirena and Ricky Brabeck have really stepped things up a gear in the past few days. Shirena said it was another super tough outing, but he pushed as hard as he could and took the stage victory, adding it to his prologue success on Sunday. That wasn't quite enough to knock Brabeck off his perch, but the Spaniard is still in the overall fight, and he has promised that tomorrow will be spicy. Well, this was no doubt the performance of the week from Brabeck. The reigning Dakar champion set off first after his stage victory yesterday, and despite opening for the entire stage, he only lost 7 measly seconds to Shirena in their tussle for the title. Brabeck says the tracks in this part of the world are very similar to back home in the USA, so he felt comfortable and confident. Superb stuff from the American, who is showing that he really is the man to beat in 2024.
No matter what happens, I'm happy with how I've been riding, and it's a good confident booster, like for me to come to this rally, and especially from Dakar. I haven't even ridden the rally bike, and I'm doing a really good job. So I'm happy with the performance and with myself.
It was yet another Honda 1-2-3, the third this week, with World Championship leader Ross Branch just over 3 minutes back in 4th place. Brabeck goes into the final stage leading Shirena by 1 minute and 27 seconds, and crucially, he starts behind the Spaniard tomorrow. Romain Dumontier has tightened his grip on the lead in Rally 2 after another fine performance on his Honda. The Frenchman actually had a big crash today at kilometre 88, twisting the handlebars, but he recovered in some style, finishing just behind the top factory riders as the 8th fastest biker. That's his 3rd straight win in Rally 2, and his overall lead is up to 7 minutes. Now here's a young man who's quickly making a name for himself in this class. Edgar Canet. The Spanish teenager has made a seamless transition from motocross to rally raid, having ridden for the official KTM Spain team in MX2 last season. He was only 1 minute behind Dumontier today, despite one small mistake at kilometre 200. He is 3rd in Rally 2 and also leading the junior class.
Good fight with Dumontier and Cox, and let's see tomorrow the last day here in Argentina. So happy to be here.
Dumontier winning by 1 minute and 1 second from Canet, with Bradley Cox third at 3:48. Toby Hedericks and Jeremias Pascual shoring up their places in the top 5 overall. Dumontier goes into the final day with a sizable lead of exactly 7 minutes over Cox. It was all change in Rally 3 today, with the overnight leader, Fernando Hernandez, crashing out at kilometre 85. The Argentinian rider was conscious, but he had to be taken to hospital in San Juan, and we wish him a speedy recovery. That means that John Medina is back on top after taking his second stage win of the week. Having also picked up 13 World Championship points in Portugal, the Chilean could find himself in pole position for the Rally 3 title if he can make it safely to Cordoba tomorrow. In the quads, Manuel Andújar continues to cruise his way towards overall victory and the World Championship title. The man from Lobos, on the outskirts of Buenos Aires, took his third consecutive stage win today, and he now leads Ruta 40 by over 40 minutes. Manu had another really good day out there, he just has to bring it home tomorrow. It was an Argentinian 1-2-3 as Andújar led in the Viel brothers, Facundo and Mariano, the latter over 2 hours back overall after he ran out of gas on stage 1. Meanwhile, Juan Carlos Carignani and Kamil Wisniewski are separated by just 7 minutes in the fight for the final podium spot. Onto the ultimate class, and it was a very bad day for the Toyota Gazoo racing team. Yesterday's stage winner, Seth Quintero, was undone by a broken damper. He and Dennis Sens had to stop several times and carry out makeshift repairs, and they eventually limped home almost 2 hours down. That drops them to the bottom of the standings. It wasn't much better for their teammate Lucas Moraes. He stopped at kilometre 80 when he noticed oil leaking from the suspension, and it soon failed altogether. So he and Armand Monleon had to go very slowly on the springs throughout the rest of the special. Over an hour lost, that drops them from 3rd to 6th overall. Well, their loss was Christian Baumgart's gain, the Brazilian moving up to 5th overall in his ex-Rally ProDrive Hunter. He has had some issues with the car this week, but today they had a cleaner run to finish in the top 5. Christian's father hails from Cordoba, but this is his first time at Ruta 40, and he has loved it, saying it's been his favourite round of the World Championship. Well, this rally also holds special significance for Sebastian Halpern, a 2-time winner in the cars. Due to his rival's various woes, the Argentinian finds himself up in 3rd place overall. He also came 3rd on today's stage, praising his team for doing an impeccable job with the Mini. Halpern isn't just enjoying the driving, but the whole atmosphere of the rally. And if you're interested, the Asado back at his place kicks off at 8:30. And so to the scrap for overall victory between Yazid Al-Raji and Nasser Al-Attiyah. Al-Raji struggled in the early dunes due to the suspension problems that have been plaguing him since the Dakar. But having lost almost 4.5 minutes by kilometre 1:13, he limited his losses to just over 3 minutes at the finish line. That meant that he kept hold of the lead by just 13 seconds before tomorrow's final shootout.
Now all the car nearly equal, small change here and here, and also a lot of driver on the same level, and this is very good for championship. Big fight every second, every corner. Tomorrow no plan, full throttle, pedal to the metal. That's my plan for tomorrow.
Al-Attiyah had yet to win a stage this week, but the Qatari always knows exactly when to pounce. He went full gas today, putting 3 minutes into Al-Raji and almost 17 into 3rd placed Halpern. He took the stage win and thought he had the overall lead as well, but there was a late twist. The FAA gave him a 1-minute penalty for not strapping himself in properly after a stop yesterday, so he remains 2nd overall and will have to hunt down Al-Raji in the ProDrive tomorrow.
Hola! You don't need to win every stage because it will take a lot of think from the car, you know. We are like need to be clever, you know, for the championship also. Like today, we find ourselves in good pace, and we keep it, and we win the stage.
Alatia taking his first stage victory of the week, and there were pretty significant gaps today, 35 minutes separating the top 5. But it's as close as can be overall, just 13 seconds between Al-Raji and Alatia. Halpern is next best at 37 minutes. Onto the challengers, and rally leader Rokas Baciuska bounced back in style after his problems yesterday. The Lithuanian got a puncture from a broken rim, and that cost him 7 minutes and meant that he had to set off as the 12th FIA vehicle today. But despite eating a lot of dust, he won the stage by 3.5 minutes from his closest overall rival, Nicolas Cavigliasso. Baciuska now leads by over 9 minutes, but he knows better than most that it ain't over till it's over.
I have 10 minutes average in overall. Just need to drive and just survive, and I think we can win this race. But tomorrow's, another day, another things can happen.
That's the third stage win of the week for Baciuska, who came in ahead of Cavigliasso and Dania Akil. The gap between the top two is 9 minutes 23, with Akil sneaking ahead of her teammate Marcelo Gastaldi into the final podium spot. Finally to the SSVs, and it was a good day for Rebecca Busi. She powered her way to second place, making the most of some problems for Sebastian Guayasamín and some even bigger ones for her compatriot Enrico Gaspari to move up to second place overall. The Italian is making her second appearance for the South Racing Can-Am team after last year's Sonora Rally, and she is on course for her best result of the season. Meanwhile, Ricardo Ramilo had another excellent day to close on overall victory. The veteran Spaniard came in 4 minutes ahead of Busi and more than 11 clear of Guayasamín, who hasn't quite been able to make the most of Yassir Sayadan's early withdrawal from this rally. He is almost 15 minutes clear of Busi in the standings. It was a disastrous day for Gaspari, who couldn't finish the stage and got slapped with huge penalties, while Guayasamín had 2 punctures and a broken axle. Here is how they line up overall before the final day, with Ramilo sitting pretty at the top. 4 down, 1 to go, and everything is still to play for. Make sure you join us again for the 5th and final stage of Desafío Ruta 40 tomorrow, and thanks for watching.